You're born in some unremarkable hospital in Middle America, and from the moment you take your first breath, the universe has already decided your fate. You don't know it yet. But you're going to be President of the United States, and that's going to ruin everything. Your childhood starts normal enough. You're just another kid learning to walk, learning to talk, probably getting into trouble like everyone else, but there's something different about you. Maybe you're a little too interested in how things work. Maybe you ask too many questions about why things are the way they are. Maybe you're the kid who actually pays attention during social studies class while everyone else is passing notes. You're 8 years old, and you're already organizing your classmates during recess, not because you want to be in charge, but because someone needs to make sure the game is fair and everyone gets to play. You don't realize it yet, but you're developing the exact personality traits that will eventually destroy your personal life. Middle school hits and you join student government. Not because you want power, but because you genuinely think you can make the cafeteria food better and get more time between classes. You win easily because you actually listen to what people wanted instead of just promising impossible things. You deliver on the cafeteria thing. Students love you. Teachers think you're responsible. You have no idea you've just taken your first step toward a lifetime of public service and personal misery. High school amplifies everything. You're class president 3 years running, not because you keep campaigning, but because people keep asking you to fix things and you can't say no. You organize fundraisers, mediate disputes between rival cliques, and somehow convince the administration to install better lighting in the hallways. You're developing a reputation as someone who gets things done. This is a trap, but you don't see it coming. You're also developing the speaking skills that will eventually make you a target for every late-night comedian in America. You join the debate team and discover you're terrifyingly good at making complex arguments sound simple and reasonable. You can take any side of any issue and make people nod along. This feels like a superpower. It's actually a curse. College is where things get serious. You major in something practical like economics or political science, not because you love it, but because you keep getting pulled into campus politics and you want to understand how systems actually work. You become student body president almost by accident. You were just trying to get the library to stay open later during finals week. You're 20 years old, and you realize you've never had a relationship that wasn't somehow complicated by your public responsibilities. Every person you date has to deal with the fact that you're always thinking about other people as problems. You cancel dates because there's a crisis in the student senate. You spend romantic dinners talking about budget allocations. You're not even trying to be political, you just can't turn it off. After college, you think maybe you'll do something normal, get a regular job, live a regular life, but the local party officials have been watching you. They need someone to run for city council, and you're exactly what they're looking for: young, smart, and clean. You say yes because you think you can actually help people. You have no idea you've just signed away your privacy forever. City council leads to county commissioner. County commissioner leads to state legislature. Each step feels logical, even necessary. You're good at this job, and every level reveals bigger problems that need fixing. You're not climbing a ladder, you're falling up it. And you can't see the bottom. You're 35 and you're in Congress now. You moved to Washington thinking you'd serve a couple terms and go home, but home doesn't feel like home anymore. Back in your district, people either worship you or hate you, with very little in between. Your old friends don't know how to talk to you anymore. Half of them want favors, the other half think you've sold out. The money becomes a constant source of stress. Not your salary, that's fine. It's the fundraising. You spend more time asking rich people for money than you do actually legislating. You hate it, but if you don't do it, you lose, and if you lose, all the things you're trying to fix don't get fixed. So you smile and dial for dollars and die a little inside every time. Your personal life is a disaster. You've been through 2 divorces because it turns out married to the job isn't just a figure of speech. Your kids barely know you because you're either in Washington or back home campaigning. When you are alone, you are distracted by phone calls from constituents who are angry about things you voted for or against months ago. You're 45, and the National Party starts making noise about running you for Senate. You know this is the point of no return. House members can sometimes fade back into normal life. Senators can't. Senators are permanent public figures, but the issues you care about: healthcare, education, infrastructure, they can't be fixed from the House. So you run, and you win. And you seal your fate. The Senate is worse because the spotlight is brighter. Everything you say gets analyzed by armies of pundits. Every vote gets dissected. You can't grab coffee without someone filming it and posting it online with commentary about what your beverage choice says about your values. You stop drinking anything but water in public because even that's safer. You're 50 and people start mentioning your name for president. At first it seems ridiculous. You're just trying to do your job. But the problems you've been working on your whole career, they can't really be solved from the Senate either. The presidency is the only office with enough power to actually implement the solutions you've been developing for decades. The campaign is hell. 2 years of your life disappear into a blur of hotel rooms, rental cars, and the same stump speech delivered 500 times. You shake so many hands your arm goes numb. You eat so much bad food at campaign events you forget what vegetables taste like. Every word you've ever said gets scrutinized. Every person you've ever met gets interviewed. You win, and instead of feeling triumphant, you feel trapped. The Secret Service explains your new life to you. No more spontaneous anything, no more privacy, no more normal human experiences. You can't drive, can't walk alone, can't even open a window without a security assessment. You've become the most powerful person in the world, and somehow that's made you the least free. The job itself is impossible. Every decision affects millions of people, and every decision makes millions of people angry. You can't make everyone happy, but you can't stop trying. You work 18-hour days and go to bed knowing you could have done more. You wake up to briefings about problems in countries you've barely heard of that somehow require your immediate attention. Congress fights you on everything, even when they agree with you, because opposing the president is good politics. The media dissects every word you say, every expression on your face, every gesture you make. Foreign leaders try to manipulate you. Your own staff sometimes works against you. You can't trust anyone completely because everyone wants something from you. Your family life disappears entirely. Your kids grow up with Secret Service details. Your spouse becomes a political figure whether they want to or not. Every family dinner that gets interrupted by a national security briefing reminds you of all the normal moments you'll never get back. 4 years in, you're exhausted. You look in the mirror and see someone you don't recognize, older, grayer, worn down by the weight of impossible expectations. You've accomplished some things, but not nearly enough. The problems are too big, the system too broken, the opposition too determined to stop you from succeeding. You run for re-election because leaving would mean abandoning all the work left undone. You win again, and the second term is somehow worse because now you know exactly how little you can actually accomplish. The presidency isn't about wielding power, it's about managing everyone else's expectations, while trying to nudge an enormous and wieldy system in slightly better directions. You leave office at 58, exhausted and broke. Not financially, the speaking fees will take care of that, but emotionally, spiritually broke. You've given everything you had to a job that demanded more than any human being can give. You've sacrificed your family, your health, your privacy, and your peace of mind for the privilege of being blamed for everything that's wrong with America. The rest of your life will be spent defending decisions you made under impossible circumstances with incomplete information and no good options. Every crisis that happens after you leave office will somehow be your fault. Every success will be credited to your successor. You'll write memoirs that no one really believes, give speeches to audiences who see you as either a saint or a demon, never just as a person who tried their best in an impossible job. You never wanted to be president. You just wanted to help people. But helping people led to fixing systems, and fixing systems led to politics. And politics led here, to a job that consumes everything you are and leaves you with nothing but the knowledge that you tried to make things better even though it nearly killed you. That's what it's like to suck as someone born to be president. But there's another political role that's even more brutal. Trust me, it's a nightmare. Check out that story and see for yourself.